Hey guys, it's Airtius, Air for short. I'm making another video today. I've decided to talk about the ancient question of fatal runes versus rage runes. Which are better? Well, I'll let you decide after this video. I'm going to discuss how they work and the pros and cons using either of the two. So if we take a look at one of my monsters here, we'll look at Mao. My little drunken master. Love him. Take a look at his stats, and particularly the attack. He's got 525 in the white, which is his base stat. And in the green, another 525, which is actually coincidence. But either way, his base stat is what I want you to focus on, which is the white 525. If we take a look at his runes, I have gone with fatal runes here. In slot 2 here, he has plus 20% attack. In 4, he's got plus 18, and in 6, he's got plus 18. Now, these values deal with the base stat of this monster only. They do not stack on top of one another. So you do not take 525, add 20% of that, take the total, add 18% of that, take the total, add 18%. That's not how this works. What you do is you would take 525, add the 20% from 525. Then you would go 18% of 525 again, and then add that on. Then you would also take the 18% of that. Let's pretend for a moment that his base stat is 100, and that these values for those runes are 25%. This means that if he has 100 attack, it'll add 25% of 100 total. So you will get 175 attack. Now, the wonderful thing about a fatal rune is it adds on an extra 30% attack. This is also based on his base stat. If he were at 100, he would get an extra 30 attack. Not 30% of 175 after you've added up all the runes. He would get 30 damage more if he were at a base of 100. This would bring him to a total of, if you add 25 plus 25 plus 25 plus 30 onto 100, you would get a total of 205 attack power. In battle, this is the value that he will be using every time he does physical damage to a monster. Unless he gets a critical hit, then there's other factors in play. But if he does not make a critical hit, he will do a value of 205. Now, if we take a look at, let's take a look at Gwillem here. I've set him up with rage runes. If we pretend that his base value is 100 again, and that he had 25 on 2, 4, and 6, if we just pretended, it would only add up to 175 attack value for his normal hits. That's if he does not hit with a critical hit, he will have an attack value of 175. Now, the wonderful thing about a rage rune, if you take a look at the green there, it increases your critical damage by 40%. Now, the wonderful thing about this is it takes the total 175 and adds an extra 40% if he hits with a critical hit. I've done the math here as well. 25 plus 25 plus 25 for each of these runes on 100 would add up to 175. If he hits with a critical hit, you add 40% of that for a total of 245 attack. This means, if you remember, the Fatal Runes, with the same values of runes, did a base of 205 attack. The Rage Rune, with a critical hit, which is what they're for, did 245, which is a considerable amount of damage more. So what does this mean? It means Fatal Runes are consistent. A Fatal Rune will apply always, unless he hits with a glancing hit or a critical hit. But the value that the Fatal Rune gives is consistent. A Rage Rune only works if he gets a critical hit. The reason why I gave it to Gwillem was because of his passive, and he gets a critical rate bonus of 20%. So he's more likely to do a critical hit, which means he's more likely to do more damage. Also, if you'll take a look at my Drunk's second skill, he heals, and it's based on attack power. So I want his regular value to be as high as possible. And also, in my experience, I have never seen a heal do a critical rate. I've never seen a critical heal. So Rage Runes aren't going to help that. I want his consistent attack value to be very high. So I went with Fatal Runes on him. I hope this clears things up for you. I hope that it helps you. Rage Runes are only good if you're going to do critical hits. So you want basically 100% critical rate if you can muster that. Fatal Runes are great if you need consistency, or if you have a healing skill that is based on attack power. I hope this helps you guys out, and leave any comments if you have any questions, and peace.